This is the story of Cinderella, written by a Frenchman, Charles Perrault, over 200 years ago. It's the story of a girl mistreated by her cruel stepmother and stepsisters, who finds love and happiness with a little magical help from her fairy godmother.
Once upon a time, there lived a young girl named Cinderella. She lived with her stepmother and her two stepsisters in a big old house on a fine old street.
Today's lesson, soup. You may begin.
Now, Cinderella's stepmother was a mean-spirited and bossy woman.
Slow down, ladies. Slurp slower. Slurp.
While she doted on her own two daughters, trying to make them into something they weren't and never would be, she kept Cinderella in rags and made her do all the work.
Hi, everybody. What you doing? Well, I finished the mopping, the scrubbing, the washing, the cooking, and the dusting. I've made the beds, beat the rugs, polished the furniture, chopped the firewood, cut the grass. Oh, and reshingled the roof.
Huh. Is that all? Lady girl. Now, go clean the chimney and the oven.
Yes, stepmother.
When Cinderella's work was done, she would sit quietly in her room with Pierre, her faithful one-eyed dog, and Maurice, her faithful frog.
Cinderella! Coming, stepmother. Coming.
Cinderella! Oh, where is that girl? Cinderella! Oh, there you are. Your sisters have been invited to a ball. Everyone will be there.
Except you, Cinderella. Because you wear rags. And smell funny, Cinderclad. Cinderclad, Cinderclad, who's gonna dance with Cinderclad?
Yeah, Cinderclad.
Now, be a good girl and help your stepsisters get ready for the ball.
Yes, stepmother.
So Cinderella made new dresses and new bonnets. She styled their hair, polished their nails, and shined their shoes. Finally, the night of the ball arrived.
Goodbye, stepmother. Goodbye, stepsisters. Enjoy the dance. Have a good time. Without me. Oh, I want to go. I want to go.
Oh! Watch it, Buster. What's the trouble, Cinderella?
Huh? Who said that?
I did.
Oh, my. Who are you?
Why, your fairy godmother, of course. So, do you want to go to the prince's ball or not?
The prince's ball? I can go to the prince's ball? Oh, yes! I do want to go. I do.
Good, because there's no time to waste.
It took only a few moments of magic for Cinderella's fairy godmother to turn a pumpkin into a fine coach.
Wow.
6 white mice into 6 white horses. 6 lizards into 6 footmen. And Maurice and Pierre into coachmen.
This is wonderful. But it's no use. I can't go to the ball dressed like this.
Of course not, dear. There's nothing like being a princess.
Oh, this must be a dream. Right down to my glass slippers. Oh, thank you, fairy godmother.
Mwah. Yes, well, there's just one catch, dear. You must be home before the clock strikes 12. If not, then poof! Everything. Pumpkin, mice, frog, dog. They all return to their original form. Understand?
Yes, and I promise. Home before 12.
Arriving at the ball, Cinderella was met by the prince himself.
Oh.
Cinderella danced and dined and had a wonderful time.
Oh, I I'm sorry, Your Highness. I've had a wonderful time, but I really must be going.
What? So soon, my love? We've only just met. Besides, it's only midnight.
Midnight? Midnight? Oh, no!
Kiss me, my darling.
Home before 12, or else.
Cinderella had a long walk home. The prince and the dance were now only a memory, and all that Cinderella had to remember them by was a single glass slipper. The other glass slipper was in the hands of the prince.
Such workmanship. Oh, glass is so fragile, so unique. I'll find this princess if I have to search the whole kingdom, and when I do, I shall marry her.
And so the search began. The prince tried the glass slipper on every foot in town, but it fit no one. Finally, the prince reached the home of Cinderella. He waited patiently as the twins tried on the glass slipper.
Ladies! Ladies! Hi, everybody. What you doing? Oops!
Ah, the glass slipper! I've got it! I've got it! I've got it! At last I've found you, my little flower.
Cinderella.
And so the prince found his princess and his bride. Cinderella was as good as she was beautiful. She forgave her stepmother and her stepsisters for being so mean to her, then married her stepsisters to two gentlemen of the king's court. So everyone lived happily ever after.
What you are about to see are stories from South America and Africa, which will remind you of the well-known story of Cinderella. These are Cinderella stories because the main character is mistreated by her stepfamily, but finds happiness and love with a little magical help and a dropped shoe. Our first tale, Maria Cinderella, comes from Chile in South America.
Here you go. Long ago on a farm in Chile, there lived a young girl named Maria. Maria's father had died, so she lived there with her stepmother and stepsister Sophia. While Maria worked every day from dawn to dusk, Sophia simply played all day. Sophia was spoiled and very jealous of Maria,
So whenever Maria was happy, Sophia would complain to her mother.
Maria, you are wasting time. Come here.
But stepmother, I was only doing my chores.
Be quiet and take care of the real work around here.
It seemed that no matter how hard Maria worked, there was always more work to do.
You're so slow with the cleaning, Maria. Maybe you should spend time with the animals. They're as dirty as you.
And every time Sophia was jealous, Maria would be punished with even more work. As time went by, taking care of the llamas became Maria's favorite task. One baby llama was very special to Maria. His mother had died, so Maria adopted him. She fed him milk and food to help him grow strong.
Would you like to wear a necklace of your own?
So, Maria is playing with the llamas, hmm? You run and play. I'll have a talk with Maria.
Because Sophia was jealous, Maria had to leave her llamas and go to the stream and wash the family's clothes. Maria was not happy.
Oh no! The clothes! I have to find them!
Maria knew that if she didn't come home with the family's clothes, she would be in terrible trouble. So she set off to find them.
Hello? Is anyone home?
Hello, honey. Are you lost?
Maria told the lady her story, how she was washing her family's clothes, how the wind came up, and how the clothes blew away in every direction.
And then I started to look for them, but I found you instead.
Yes, I see. Maybe I can help you, but I'm on my way to church. Do you think you could watch my children and clean my house for me?
Maria agreed to take care of the children and to clean the house. She did that and more. So when the lady returned, she was very pleased.
Wonderful! I'm going to give you something for doing all this work. Take these new clothes, Maria, and I have something else for you. This is a magic wand.
Ah! On her way home, Maria was to follow some secret instructions.
When you hear a burro bray, look down to the ground. And when a cock crows, look up to heaven.
Maria followed the secret instructions, and when she did, a beautiful star fell from the heavens and perched on her forehead. When Maria returned home with the glittering star, her stepmother got very angry. So angry that she wrapped a rag around Maria's neck to hide the star's beauty. Sophia wanted a star just like Maria's, so she made her mother give her clothes to wash at the stream too. She did everything Maria had done. She lost the clothes, followed the stream, then found the house. But Sophia knew nothing about cleaning a house or taking care of children.
Well, I see somebody has been busy. Sophia, I have a surprise for you. And I have some special instructions. When the cock crows, look down on the ground. And when the burro brays, look up at the sky.
So Sophia headed home. She was determined to follow the secret instructions, and she did. But instead of being covered with starlight, Sophia found herself covered with mud.
Oh, no! Sophia, what happened to you? It's time for church and this mud just won't come off. Maria, bring me that new silk scarf. Hurry! There! You look beautiful, Sophia. Come now.
Oh, I wish I were going too.
Oh, my! Imagine Maria at church with her smudged face and tattered dress. You stay here.
Remembering her magic wand, Maria quickly transformed herself into a princess with a fine new dress to wear to church and a fine horse and carriage, and off to church she went. no one at the church recognized Maria, not even her stepmother or Sophia. Maria looked so lovely that a prince decided he wanted to marry her. It was love at first sight. But it was getting late, and Maria had to rush home before her stepmother and Sophia. Maria was in such a hurry that she lost one of her golden slippers.
I must find that lovely young woman. I won't rest until I do.
When Maria returned home, poof, she changed everything back to normal. Her stepmother and Sophia didn't even notice her. All they talked about was the princess they had seen in church that day.
Did you see the prince in church today? How about that woman? Who was she? We cannot have you here sweeping when the prince arrives.
I'm seeking the owner of this golden slipper to be my bride. Might she live here?
Because the golden slipper fit Sophia's foot so well, the prince thought Sophia was the princess he had seen in church that day. The prince was about to make a very big mistake when suddenly Maria's magic star gave the baby llama the power to speak.
Not Sophia. Maria is the one.
Maria? Who is Maria? I'm looking for the owner of this golden slipper. Her name is Maria. Are you Maria?
Maria, you've always been my favorite daughter. Remember how I let you play with the llamas?
So the prince found his bride, and Maria found Prince Charming. And so the prince and Maria lived happily ever after.
The Hausa tribe of Nigeria in Africa tells a story which is very much like Cinderella. Watch for the familiar ingredients: the mistreated stepdaughter, the handsome prince, and the shoe that reunites the two lovers in the end.
There once was a farmer who was part of the Hausa tribe in Africa. The farmer had a first wife who had a daughter, and a second wife who also had a daughter. Their land was crossed by a river that was full of frogs. Here is their story. The farmer's second wife died. His first wife took in the girl, but she hated her and made her do all the chores. Every day, the girl had to walk into the bush and gather wood. She had to build a fire, and she had to cook everyone's food. Then her relatives would rush in and eat so much that they would leave only scraps for the hungry girl. She was too ashamed to eat scraps. So she threw them into the river for the frogs. The frogs were happy to eat the scraps. On the day before the great festival, she heard a loud sound. "Who's there?" she asked.
"It is I, King of the Frogs. All my frogs love you. You gave us food when we were hungry. Come here to the river tomorrow, and we will repay your kindness."
The next day, the King of the Frogs was waiting.
"Walk into my mouth," he croaked.
The girl walked in. The frog closed his mouth and went under the water. He swam and swam. When he came up, he was surrounded by other frogs. He opened his mouth again, and as she emerged, she found she had a lovely new dress. "How beautiful," she exclaimed. "Thank you." All the frogs admired her, but said she should be more dressed up.
She should have bracelets, necklaces, earrings, and shoes,
1 silver and 1 gold.
"Ah, you can go to the festival now. But when the festival is over, you must depart quietly, leaving one of your shoes behind. The gold one."
The festival was well underway when the maiden arrived. The chief's son noticed the girl and invited her to sit with him. And as the evening wore on, they fell in love. But the festival was ending. As the chief's son was saying goodbye to everyone, the maiden slipped off her gold shoe and quietly left. The chief's son was very upset, and he vowed to find her. The next day, the chief's son called everyone in the tribe together. I must find the maiden who wears this shoe. Then he had all the young women in the village try on the shoe. But it didn't fit anyone. Are there no more maidens in the village, he asked. One of the men remembered the orphan girl who worked all the time. Bring her here. As the man and the maiden approached the village, the gold shoe leaped from the chief's son's hand and jumped onto the maiden's foot. As soon as he saw that, the chief's son knew she was the maiden he loved. So the maiden and the chief's son were married. But there's more to the story. The young couple dug a beautiful well outside their hut. And the well filled with water, and the water filled with frogs. And the frogs watched over them both all the years they lived.